Now, for fur parents like me, it's always a struggle to look for the best and healthiest option for your pets and having them actually eat this or eat it. And trust me, I have experienced this 100%. But have you ever thought about switching up your doggo's diet and making them go grain-free? Well, to tell us more about this, joining us live is the founder of Petchola. Wow, I made it sound like Coachella. A scientifically formulated grain-free dog food brand in the Philippines. Now let's welcome on New Day, Nico Bolzico. Hello.
Ooh, good morning.
Guys, thank you for having me. I don't know who made the mistake of inviting me.
Never. They will pay. We will make them pay. Can we just say you look good in that seat?
I know. Yeah, it's like the hot seat.
Yes.
It feels like home a little bit.
It is.
In trouble and you go in the hot seat and your wife.
Yeah.
That never happens.
Nico, to tell us more about Petchola. Sorry. All I'm thinking about right now is Coachella. I'm so right now. Petchola. Yeah. So you've already conquered, like, let's say, the fitness and the agricultural realm of business, right? But what brought you to starting this business of dog food?
Yeah. So I always grew up with pets, right? Like always, animals were one of my passions. And here in the Philippines, when we got Petchola, she's not an easy dog. She's a 50-kilo dog, and she's very picky. She's very sensitive to food. She gets allergic to pretty much anything. So really what pushed the idea through was a need, right? I couldn't find the right food for Pochi. And, we all have pets, and they're not just pets, they're our kids. They're our, we love them like you stress if they don't eat. And also, it's a combination of me being in the Philippines for 12 years. You always see that in the Philippines, this is perception that for me is completely wrong, that imported is better, right? Like if something is imported is better, it's like, and being 12 years in the Philippines, you can see how many great things can be made locally and how much we can do. And it was pretty much a combination of that. Like, why do I have to buy premium pet food that is imported? Why don't we make it here? We have everything that we need. Those two things really is what actually push the brand and what pushed the idea to actually execute this idea that have a lot of years of planning. And
a lot of years is what? How long? 7 years? How long did it take you from it's like, I need something for my dog to eat to actually having him eat it?
Yeah, so we've been talking about for a while, like 6-7 years. We're on the talks. Always, the pet market, the pet industry is growing, especially in the Philippines today. It's one of the fastest growing industries, and we always wanted to do a pet brand, a pet product, but it's really complex because you're not feeding animals, you're feeding kids, right? It's not like formulation, raw materials, quality control. It's really, really much more complex than what I thought.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about that. What makes Petchola so special, so different, grain-free?
Yes. So
I think your dog eats better than I do, man.
100%.
Yeah, for sure, right? I mean, you should see the junk that I eat. But really, tell us about Petchola.
Maybe you should try Petchola.
Just a little bit of warm milk.
It has aloe vera pa. It has aloe vera.
Maybe my coat will grow back.
your skin will shine on that, for sure.
I need a few kilos, but really, what makes Petchola so special?
Yeah.
So basically, today what we focus is in a grain-free diet. So I'm not a nutritionist. We have a nutritionist that is being formulated in Argentina in a combination with our Filipino team. But basically, to put it in simpler terms, it's like a keto diet, right? Dogs are descended from wolf. I think Petchola is still a wolf, by the way. And they're not meant to eat corn, soya, or any grains, right? So But the thing is, when you go grain-free, you remove corn, soya, or grains that actually are sort of fillers that make the product cheaper in a way, right? So
which is what you find in many of the
Most of the pet food today have grains, right? So when you remove the grain, it becomes complex to actually formulate something that, because you cannot charge so much for the pet food, right? So at the end of the day, but it's what the dog needs, right? Like the dog needs protein, the dogs need fat, so it's like you're removing a filler and adding it with other.
But why grain-free? What does it do? What does grain do to your pets?
So I cannot claim this. There's a lot of studies that have been done.
Like we
There's a science behind
feed
it.
our dogs.
So basically, what I believe, and it's what I see in Pochi and what I see in a lot of my dogs, like dogs do not react properly to corn. They are allergic to corn, right? Dogs are not meant to digest or eat corn, right? So that's pretty much the big impact of removing
So allergies, I mean.
allergies. So I suffer with Pochi a lot. Pochi.
Have you seen what happens when people eat corn? Let me tell you. I think we all know what I'm talking about. Am I right? Yeah?
Agree.
It's here
Let's
today
not go
and there
there.
tomorrow.
I have a concern lang, Nico, because you said grain-free, so that will be missing out on the key essential like protein, essential amino acids, fatty acids, fiber. How is Petchola filling that gap? And at the same time, I believe Petchola here, I'm looking, 3 complex products here. Moringa, aloe vera, as you said, coconut oil.
Coconut oil, they were
Yes.
so healthy.
So let's weigh the benefits and also...
Yeah. So basically, when you formulate
Yeah.
a pet food, there is certain nutritional values that you need to hit, right? So we make sure you hit those. And you can hit those nutritional values with different raw materials.
Yeah.
So what we're doing is we're making sure that the nutritional needs for the dogs are there, and we even overdo it a little bit, and especially the complex, the triple complex that you mentioned is really mostly for the coat and mostly for the stool, for things that are day-to-day problems.
Yeah.
But what is important is like we formulate based on what the dog needs, and we remove, because you can formulate sometimes the same kind of nutrients by using worse raw materials. So what we do is we formulate what the dog needs, but use high quality raw materials.
So you mentioned high quality. You know, as pet owners, we're all very conscious of, you know, our pets and what we have to spend on them as well. When you remove the cheaper fillers, does that mean that your dog food is more expensive?
So that's one of the things. We are on the high price for Petchola. It's at the end of the day, we need to make this work, right? So that's what we're working on, trying to make it more affordable. When it comes to Petchola, we are up there with the big imported brands. So we compete with the ones that are produced mostly in Canada, US, or Europe, or produced locally, and we're fresh. So if you get any of those imported brands, for sure it's been produced 6 months ago at least.
Oh, nice.
If you get Petchola, it was produced pretty
Just
like a
yesterday.
few days ago. in Bulacan, eh?
Is Petchola okay for all kinds of breeds of dogs?
Yes.
Small breeds, medium breeds, large
Let's
breeds.
go through. What do you have? You got your beagle.
I got my beagle, Booker. And Pawi also has a Shih Tzu, so but
There you go.
Booker's my son. You all know that.
Yes.
You're
So
right.
he's a medium.
What do you
I
got?
have 2 king calves.
Yes.
My daughter,
Yeah.
my son.
I have, what did I have?
The French Bulldog. And the Golden Retriever.
Golden
you sure you're a
Retriever,
pet lover?
Yes. Well, it's like my kids, you forget, like, how old are they? It's like, I don't remember.
And Ria's got
I got the
3.
3 Frenchies, and I'm really interested to try that because they got the itch everywhere.
Everywhere.
So is Petchola okay for all our dogs?
It's okay for all the dogs, different sizes. So it will go from small or big dogs, and then it depends on the age.
And also, you know, like there are a lot of pet owners also that have dogs like in their condominiums, in small spaces, and they
Yes.
can't really roam around. So one concern is always the smell.
Yes.
So does that help?
Especially with French bulldogs.
Yes, oh my God.
Yes. To be honest, like all those sort of challenges that you face as a pet owner is what we're trying to address with Petchola. When it comes to the smell, yes, it helps, especially the stool smell helps a lot. The stool consistency, I don't know if you're talking about stool.
So early in the morning.
Might be having breakfast at home.
Like I have the adults here.
The Nutella, and I'm talking about stool. Sure. So maybe our audience went down a little bit.
No. Look, you've got obviously you've got a growing family. You've got the kids. You've got Solen. You're all pet lovers and animal lovers, especially Solen. She married you after all. But when are you going to develop something for? I mean, like I love dogs, but we're a cat household, and I know you manage your dogs and your cats and a couple of tortoises as well.
Yes.
Is there plans for expansion into other pets?
Yes. So basically, at home we have Pochola, we have El Gato, the cat, and we have the Patato and Pechuga, that are the 2 tortoises. So cat food is the next step that we're actually developing right now. So it's also a big growing market today in the Philippines. A lot of Filipinos are loving cats and a lot.
Yeah.
So that's our next step, and we're looking at 2024 for that, and we're developing snacks but snacks that can be consumed by humans also.
Share.
I'm not saying they will taste good, but it's a human grade quality.
No, but I
right?
think that's how you should think about it. If it's good enough for us, it's good enough for our pets, or if it's good enough for our pets, it should be good enough for
Hey,
us.
amigo, thank you for being here. Next time, bring pochi.
I know,
Yes.
we don't care if you show up. We want the dog here.
I know. Once again, we just had Nico Bolzico. Thank you so much, Petchola. We should all try it out. That's it for us this Thursday, August 31st. I'm Andre Felix.
We will see you again tomorrow. I'm Ria Tanhuat Cotrillo.
Bright and early, right here in New Day. I'm Christine Jacob Sandejas.
We have all the news you need and more. I'm Jamie Harrell.
And I'm Paolo Abrera. You're watching CNN Philippines.
Nico Bolzico.